Hello everybody, it's Chef Jaja. So a lot has been going on in my life lately, but the one thing that I do want to touch down on is that my journey with my spiritual awakening, that is mind-blowing for me. That's the process, I guess I want to call it, I've been going through lately, and now I'm ready to share, and I love it. There's 6 elements that I want to talk about with my awakening. The first element is the Bible, basic instruction before leaving earth. The second element is the awakening, coming from one state of mind to another state of mind through the Spirit and only through the Spirit. The third element that I want to touch on will be Christ consciousness. During the awakening that I had, I'm a Christian, and that's where my spirituality lies, is in Christianity. But the Christ consciousness element that I'm speaking about is more focused towards the walk of Jesus. When Jesus came through, when he was down here and he was doing his thing, he was healing folks and getting people to believe in what the Spirit of God is about. And that's a part of the Christ consciousness that I'm speaking of. The miracles that Jesus performed, how he performed those miracles. What type of inner power did he have to perform these miracles is the element of the Christ consciousness that I'm talking about. The fourth element is something very new to me during my awakening, which is alchemy. I have learned how to alchemize my life. I've learned how to use what I want to say is like the spirit of science, and I've learned how to bring it all together with Christ. So it's like having a spiritual element and then having a natural element joining together where I can understand it. Alchemy. That's my take on that. But let's see, that's the fourth element that my awakening brought me to. The fifth element is something very different, something very, very new to me, and something very interesting I have been all down in the rabbit hole with. But it is quantum entanglement. I'm not talking about Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. I'm talking about, for example, I'll use sex as an example. When we have sex with people, with a person or whoever, when you have sex with someone, your spirit and your body and everything about you and who you are is now entangled into someone else's spiritual aura, into their space of life, into their who they are as an existing human. And you entangle yourself. You get yourself into a somewhat of a bondage. Bondage doesn't always have to be bad. You have good bondage, bad. Where there's good, there's bad. But the quantum entanglement is the spirit. Your spirit getting up in there with somebody else's spirit, and now you have a bond. Sometimes you need to break that bond. Sometimes that bond is there to keep you going. We'll get into that later, but that's that quantum entanglement. That's the fifth element. The sixth element is something that I have heard of years ago in the military, being around a lot of Masons and brothers in the Masonic Lodge and sisters that are Eastern Stars. I was around a lot of that. I heard a lot of different things, but that wasn't what I was into back then. But after I began to read and understand what quantum entanglement, the next part of my journey was this 1% of knowledge that I'm told is only expressed in the 33rd degree level of masonry, Masonic, whatever. I'm not being disrespectful, it is what it is. But the 1% knowledge. And in that 1% knowledge, that's where you bring your spiritual elements down into the natural, the physical realm, and you're able to operate in the spirit while you're walking in the natural. Same thing Jesus did. So I have all of these elements and these different things that I have been studying and going through on my journey and my spiritual awakening. And these are things that I would like to share with the rest of you, because I know good and doggone well I am not the only one going through spiritual awakening. I know I'm not the only one that's heard of chosen few. And there are just so many different elements. We are no longer in a 3rd dimensional era. We are now in a 5th dimensional era. My spirit man has catapulted me up to the 12th dimension. So the things that I'll be speaking of, I've learned how to articulate them in the language that we speak. And that's just it. I'm learning, guys, and I love it. And I want to help you learn something that you don't know about. And this process, this journey of awakening out of the matrix. I'm no longer in bondage in my mind. When I say I want to do a thing, I don't just lay there and think about it. Now I get up and I go do it. And it's because of the mental control that's been put over us from the beginning. But now it's time to stop. It's time to live life the way life is supposed to be lived. So with that, I do want to remind you guys that this is very new to me. And so the next time you be seeing this pretty little face, I will be speaking on the 6 elements that I have learned during my spiritual awakening on how to operate in this new 5D era, this new 5D world. There's so many things I guess I want to say I accomplished in my awakening, because I accomplished some things I thought that maybe I couldn't do for myself, but now I can. And so with that, I'm gonna let you guys go today, but you will be seeing me more often. So when you see this mug, I need you to like my content. If you're not subscribed, I do need you to subscribe. Share it with somebody else that you might know is going through a spiritual awakening. Comment on there. If you think I'm saying something that's way like over your head and under your feet, let me know. I can break it down for you. But with that, y'all, much love, peace, love, and hair grease, baby.